And she switched my pain pills out with the Dilantin. That was all in the report too. So.
Okay. All right. So this is Detective Sergeant Jake Zorn with the Vermont State Police. It's March 12th, 2015 at 12:58 hours. I'm here at the Rockingham State Police Barracks with Donald Stone. And Donald, can you give me your date of birth?
7/12/62.
And what's your current address?
Back and forth between the one I got right now, but we're out at the trailer getting everything situated so we can move our stuff out.
So what's the one you're moving to?
Right now we're going to be moving back to California, but they have me registered over here in Chester for right now.
Okay. So do you know the address there at the trailer? I don't remember what it was.
201 back Westminster Road. That's where I was registered at. And the cops told her she can't kick me out of it because that's where.
Okay, so you were living at 201, but that trailer you're living at now, what's the address there?
It's a house right over here in Chester up in the mountains.
Yeah.
They got it on my registration thing. So
okay.
I'm back and forth moving stuff around.
You got a phone number we can get?
It's 802-289-9725.
Okay, so how long did you live at the 201? It's Shady Pine Park, right? That's what it's called?
Yeah, towards the end of July, August. So whenever I got here, I registered. So from that point on until her and that, oh God.
When you say her, you're talking about Christina?
Yeah.
So you lived there with her?
No, well, see, when I moved in there, she moved out to her boyfriend's house. Not Lonnie Page, but another one. My brother's best friend. But when the murder happened and everything, he was there, having sex with Christine in the back room.
Okay.
And they were trying to keep. Okay.
Slow down a little bit. I got to find out who's who. Okay. So let's go back to you lived at the 201 Shady Pine Park trailer from July to August.
Yeah.
And
no, longer than August. It was January, February. I think it was February 9th.
Okay. And while you were there, you're saying Christina didn't live there?
No.
Who did she live with?
She was living with a guy out in Townsend.
What's his name?
I'm not sure. It was my brother's best friend. And then she got with Lonnie D. Page.
Okay.
And then she moved in with him out there at his mom's house, and they kicked her out of there.
So you were living at the trailer with your brother, William,
mm-hmm.
and Christina was living with this guy out in Townsend. Then she got together with Lonnie, and they moved in with Lonnie's mother?
Yeah, Lonnie's mom's house.
At Lonnie's mom's house?
Yeah, Townsend.
In Townsend. Okay. But so how do you know Lonnie?
Through Christine, that's it.
That's it? Have you hung out with him much?
No, I don't like the guy. Sorry.
Okay. All right.
But we did help we went out to Townsend, me and my brother did, and helped his mom do the flooring and reassure the foundation a little bit.
Okay.
But other than that, I don't know Lonnie that well, and I don't like him.
Well, why don't you like him?
Well, the problem was too much drugs.
What kind of drugs?
They were doing bath salts and all kinds of other stuff there.
Did you see him do that, or you just been told they were doing that?
No, I seen him do it. I seen him smoking it and stuff, so.
Okay.
I don't go for it.
Where do they get their bath salts from?
I have no idea.
All right.
I don't get into none of that. I don't want none of it around me.
You know much about the other guy, the guy that died?
Yeah, he's a good friend.
He was a good friend?
Yeah. He worked down there at the clothing place in Bellows Falls but he'd bring bags of clothes to Christine to sell and stuff like that.
Okay, all right.
So he came over quite a bit.
So how often did you see them doing bath salts?
Not really. I try to stay away from it. Try not to pay any attention to it.
So try and guess, estimate for me about how many times you saw him do it.
About 10 or 12 times.
And who did you see do it?
Mike did it, the one that got killed.
Yeah.
Lonnie, Christine says, "Oh, I don't do that," but she has.
So you've seen Lonnie, Christina, and Mike all do bath salts a few times?
Smoking, yeah, and then plus their pills and whatever else they do.
What kind of pills?
Well, she switched out my, my 10325s, or not gabapentins. Well, they got hold of my gabapentins too, but I forget the name of the pill.
Was it a pain pill?
Yeah.
Like Perks or Oxys or something like
Perks.
that?
Not Percocet, but Oxycodone, I think.
Oxycodone?
Yeah, because I got to be careful what I take.
So you say she switched it out? What'd she switch it out with?
She put my Dilantin in the bottle instead of the stick pill that I put the Dilantin in there.
How'd you know that?
When the cops came out there on the 9th, well, she locked us out, and then when they came out, she said we didn't have anything in there, but she gave out my pills to him, and the cop was looking at me. I said, this ain't the bottle that these pills should be in.
Yeah.
So I went to the hospital. They wrote a report on it and everything, what was in the bottle.
Okay.
It's all on the police report at that time. So.
Okay. So they're doing basically any pills they can get their hands on?
Pretty much.
Anything else, like heroin, coke?
I have no idea on that. I really don't know. I just know she sells stuff half the time. Mostly it's all stolen.
All right. Okay. So, is there anything else you can tell me about Lonnie? About his background or anything like that?
Well, just he was going through some really rough times. He was in the Brattleboro retreat for a while, and Mike was having an affair with Christine, the one they killed.
When was he in the retreat?
I'm not sure, for a while back.
Okay. How do you know Mike was having an affair with Christina?
Because I caught him. I was staying in one room, and they were in the front part of the trailer.
Okay.
And I was hearing something, and I just happened to be walking in the hallway. Oh.
Okay. So, I thought when you were living in a trailer, Christina wasn't.
No, when I was living there, my brother, Christine needed a place to live. Not because Lonnie's mom kicked him out.
Okay.
Because she was still on everything. And, it was a mess. So he allowed her to move back in. She left the trailer to him, and now she moved back in and just kind of took over.
Okay. So how long were you there when she was there too?
From around towards the end of November to about February.
So November to February, you, William, Christina, and Mike and Lonnie were all in that little trailer?
Well, Lonnie was coming back. Mike was coming back and forth.
Mike was coming back and forth.
Yeah.
Was Lonnie there too?
Yeah, Lonnie, after he got out of the retreat, then he moved in to the back bedroom with Christine.
Okay.
And then Mike would be coming back and forth along with Christine's son, the redheaded stepchild.
Okay. And so you said you caught Christina and Mike having sex?
Oh, yeah. And she admitted to my brother she had an affair with him.
So what did Lonnie think of that?
I don't know. All I know is that things didn't look right.
What do you mean by that?
No, when we got back in there after all the investigation, and we sat there looking, and I seen where the pools of blood, and it didn't look like there was any struggle or anything. It just didn't look right. Okay. And then she tried to tell me, she told me like 4 or 5 different stories what happened, and it just don't add up.
What'd she tell you?
Well, he fell on a knife, and then her son says, oh, Lonnie stabbed him, and I'm like, okay. You told the cops that you were over here once, and then I say things just don't add up. Okay. And she was, her son was texting or talking to somebody online during the whole thing was going on. Letting them, I don't know who it was.
Okay.
That's, I mean, everything's online.
Yeah.
I mean, if you confiscated her iPhone 5, you'll see all this shit she was doing.
All right. So do you know if Lonnie knew about Mike
I have no idea. I just stayed out of it.
You don't know if Lonnie knew that Mike and Christine were having sex?
No.
Okay.
Didn't know.
All right. So let me make sure I understand this all correctly, okay? You're William's brother. William and Christina were married at one time.
Yeah. My brother came out to California. I sent him a bus ticket out there. We buried our dad out to sea. While he was out there, she was cheating with his best friend.
Okay.
And then when he got back here, oh man, the place was a mess.
So Christina moved out with the best friend.
Yeah. And then after that, she broke up with him, got with Lonnie.
And then her and Lonnie
eventually moved
back in. And Mike was back and forth.
Yeah, all the time.
And between like November and February, all of you lived there.
Yeah,
And Mike
back
was
and
coming
forth.
in and
Yeah,
out, back and forth. You caught Christina and Mike having sex at one point.
yeah.
You've seen Lonnie, Christina, and Mike all do bath salts.
Oh yeah.
You
And
know?
she'll deny it. She'll deny it. She won't accept responsibility for nothing. She blames everybody else.
Okay.
She goes, well, the reason why I set the cop on fire because he deserved it. I'm like, dude, in California, it would have shot you.
So she said she told you she tried to set the cop on fire?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. What else did she tell you about what happened?
Just all these different stories just don't add up. And we asked her, why'd you let him just bleed out? Why'd you do that? Why couldn't you just put something on him and rush him to the hospital? Only take a few minutes to get him there. Well, she said she started to stammer and started to cry. And I'm like, I don't want to hear that. Mm-hmm. I mean, I could have got him to the hospital in less than 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
How often have you talked to her? How many times have you talked to her?
I don't really talk to her.
Well, you've at least talked to her once.
No, I talked to her, just socially, but me and her butt heads too much.
Okay.
Because I don't like the way she talks down to my brother.
So how many times have you had contact with her since Mike died?
I'm back and forth right now. I'm moving my stuff into a trailer, so I'm there off and on.
Okay. All right, I see.
So I'm not too comfortable. And then her son wanted to talk to me about all this weird shit, and I'm like, dude, I don't even want to know.
Her son Ryan?
Yeah.
What do you want to talk to you about?
About what happened there at the trailer. And I said, dude, look, I don't want to hear it because all that comes out of you guys' mouth is nothing but lies.
What did he tell you?
Well, he said Lonnie stabbed him, and then he said he fell, and then I'm like, jeez, can't you guys ever get your story straight?
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I don't know what happened that day or nothing. We were housed out, and I went to church, and they told me a bunch of stuff, and then a sheriff got a hold of me from here, because he said I need to come back in and take care of the registration thing, so I did.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay. Well, I'm glad we finally got a chance to sit down and speak to each other.
yeah, no problem. But
make sure I got
even my brother feels the same way. She
Yeah.
should be locked up right now.
Why do you feel she should be locked up?
Because, well, even though in certain states she's an accessory to murder.
What makes her an accessory?
Well, she's right there. Both her and her son, they didn't stop anything. They just. So if you allow somebody to bleed out and just die, why?
Yeah.
Why did you wait so long to do anything? That's a big question. Why?
What makes you think she waited a long time to do something?
Well, from the police reports until the time they called, and some of the neighbors, they said that she went to the neighbors. When she had a phone there, why would she go to the neighbors, let the neighbors know? You see, they just don't. It's just, to me, that's premeditated murder straight out. If 3 of you guys in the house, you can't get him to the hospital, and you let him bleed out, why? You don't want him to tell on you or something? Why? It just. And I seen where the blood and stuff was by the table and over here. I've been on enough crime scenes, I know. I worked for the government for 7 years for Center for Disease Control. We used to go and pick up dead bodies everywhere.
Yeah.
So I just observe everything. She's like, what you looking at? Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, why? If somebody stabbed himself, then why would he put the knife on the counter? And then how's he going to stab himself?
What makes you think he put the knife on the counter?
That's what she said. They set the knife on the counter. Oh, I committed suicide. And I'm like, no, that don't sound like Mike.
Yeah.
It just don't sound like him. They just don't. Even Mike's family feel the same way we feel. They all three should be locked up and answer. Even if she didn't stab him, still, some type of charges against her for participating.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be different if they gathered him up, rushed him to the hospital, and told the truth. But when the cops got there, they ran out of the house, barricaded themselves in the car. That's kind of suspicious. I
Did
mean,
she tell you that's what happened to her? Or?
yeah. And I read the police report. I read everything. I was up on it all, and I'm like, okay, and I know the cops aren't going to make any false reports because that'd be against them. You know, and I asked her certain questions. I said, why'd you guys run out of the house? Oh, we were afraid. I said, if you didn't do anything, then why were you afraid? Why'd you go barricade yourself in the car and then start acting all this? Man.
What'd she say when you asked her about, you know, who stabbed Mike and all that?
She said, well, first he fell on the knife, and then he said he stabbed himself. 3 different stories.
Yeah.
Did
she ever say anything about Lonnie doing it?
No. The only thing that anyone that said Lonnie did anything was her son. But then his story don't add up because I was in another room or I just come in and I'm like, either you saw it or you're just using him as a patsy to protect your mom. So.
All right, I can't think of any other question to ask you. Is anything else you think I need to know about?
No, she's a thief, a liar, and a warmonger. Well, you guys probably already know that.
All right.
And the car she got over there at the house don't have no paperwork on it or nothing. No title, no bill of sale, nothing. And the plates on it or go to the car that's out there at Randy's place. So that's all on the police troop for it.
All right. Is everything you told me the truth, best of your knowledge?
Oh, yes.
All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you sign one of these.
Sure, no problem.
This basically says that everything you told me is true.
Yeah,
just
no problem.
fill out the case number here.
She goes, why do you got to go talk to the cops? I said, when they ask me to come in, I go in. She goes, why? And I said, I ain't going to prison for no one.
You told her you were coming to talk with me?
No, she goes, why are you going to the police barriers? I said, they want to talk to me about some stuff, so
Yeah.
it has nothing to do with you. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I don't like it. I'm sorry. Hey, my brother's out there. You can go get him.
Yeah.
Mike up top on my head. He's hard of hearing, so you got to speak face to face with it so you can read lips.
Your birthday was July
7/12/62.
62. How old does that make you?
53, I think. Yeah, somewhere right in there. Old.
All right. What address are you using for your legal address?
Well, the one I'm registered at is over here in Chester, up on the hill. Flamstead, and there's a road that comes off Flamstead up the hill.
Yeah, we'll just leave it blank because I don't know what it is.
Yeah, well, they got it on my DOC, the sex offender registration things.
Yeah.
Man, she slandered me online about that stuff. I told her, look, I didn't commit the crime. I went to jury trial, and it was just a mess. But, yeah, she goes, I go, it only took me to go to prison one time. After that, now you guys can keep that.
Okay. So read that, and it just talks about how everything you told me is the truth. And if you agree to that, I'm going to have you sign right there.
Yep.
Back with that X.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, let me notarize that for you.
Yeah, don't forget to date it. There you go. I have no problem. Guys want to know anything? Yeah. Because when I came down here, the detective says, I need your phone. I go, here it is.
Okay.
So, okay. But you got the police reports from the other incident that happened before all the...
Yeah.
And then when she kicked us out, then she started to sell all our stuff. And
I'm going to go ahead and conclude the interview at 13:17 hours.